You know, it's one thing to look to the surface and go, you know what, it looks really good, but I wonder what's going on underneath. I just can't stop looking at my skin. Look at that, look at that. It bounces back. I'm getting ready to go to my second facial scan to see the quality of my skin. I've had 5 stem cell or cytokine activated facials over the last few months. And in each time I saw a marked improvement. And the last facial I had was about 3 weeks ago. And I'm just like, I can't help staring at myself in the mirror because I'm just looking at the skin and look at the buoyancy. Look at that. It's so, I forgot that it was like that. Yeah, some of the little discolorations are still there, but he did give me some of the serum to take home with me, and so I've been using that at night, and that's supposed to increase the results. So I'm still using that, just a little drop around my face and pat it in, especially on the discolorations, and that's just really activating my own cytokines, stem cells to jump into action. You know, I can see a change to the surface of my skin. I know that I'm wearing less makeup. I'm going outside running errands without any makeup. That's huge. I can't remember when I felt that comfortable, you know, that happy with my skin that I could just walk out without any makeup. It's another thing to go, has the change really happened inside my skin? Just like some of the serums and things that we can put on the surface of our skin and it temporarily changes, but is the change really lasting? Is it really happening at the underneath, at the really depth of the skin? So that's what this scan is going to show. I'm going to be able to compare what my first scan looked like in the beginning of the treatments to what it looks like now. So I went back to Infusio Beverly Hills and met with Philip Atiadade for a second scan so I could see the scientific results of my treatments.
We did your first set of pictures, I think a little while ago. Here we have, December, and we're 5 months later after your treatment. So what we want to do is compare the set of pictures.
So we did 5 treatments.
Yes. So we can go straight ahead and compare the results here. So we're going to look at certain features of the skin.
Look at the difference in the wrinkles.
Wrinkles
wow.
are very different. Yeah.
Look at that.
Especially under the eye and things. So it counted the features before as 19 and put you kind of within the 14th percentile. So you really want to be as close to 100 as possible. And you were at 14 before. Now you've jumped up to 51.
So there's still work to do.
Yeah, but there's half as many wrinkles. So
That's amazing. I mean, I can tell when I'm putting on makeup, it's like it doesn't take as much makeup, or I don't feel like I need to even wear makeup sometimes.
Right.
And so it's interesting to see it on the screen to go, okay, so there is some major change.
Right, and the nice thing is if I just jump out of this and go to the 3D viewer, because that really helps you see your skin. We're just taking a spot here on your cheek. Yeah, so you can see before, you can see the texture of the skin.
Yeah, it's like tinfoil. It's been crumpled up and then opened up again.
Right, yeah. And the feature there, as I say, like tinfoil. So all those little wrinkles are very like sharp wrinkles. They're very pointy.
Pointy.
So you can see that. Now if we change and look at how your skin's looking today. Yeah.
Wow, it's rounded. It's not pointed at all.
Right, so that texture's smoothed out a lot. And that's what happens with the treatment. So the deep kind of angular creases slowly kind of round out at the bottom and slowly grow out of the skin.
And that's because the new collagen's being formed, or the stem cells are activated, like collagen growth?
Yeah, so we're activating the stem cells under the skin and the growth happens from the bottom. So of course those deep crevices kind of start to fill out. Yeah, and that's what we've seen here.
Look at it, it's like
very different.
Drastically different.
Yeah, and that's really nice to see. Now pores, we're looking at the amount of pores, size of pores. Actually where we look now, we see on these features there's actually more.
What? So there's more pores exposed or being shown? What? I mean, I still have the same amount of pores.
You still have the same amount of pores. I think before a lot of these pores were just blocked basically with dead skin.
Oh.
Yeah. Now where we've got the skin all nice and kind of alive and...
So this is good, you want to see pores, right?
You want to see some pores, we just want to make sure they're nice and small. So you shouldn't be seeing that kind of, your skin shouldn't look pitted, which it
so
doesn't.
It's actually, I mean, it's quite small. I mean, you can even see on here how smooth it is, even like on the nose, it's like, it's almost airbrushed.
Yeah, so these are things, these are things maybe we should still work on a little bit to see if we can just, you know,
And that would
reduce
just
the
be
amount
more more treatments? Would you do something different with the treatment?
Yeah, I'm thinking just normal follow-up facials where we just simply treat the skin,
Gotcha.
using the Pure Life products, maybe just with some oils and things like that, just to clean the surface of the skin. Because when I look at you, your pores don't look, you know, exaggerated
not
or
at
too
all.
big or
Not
anything
at
like
all.
that. No, it's just simply a little bit of work to do.
So that's just upkeep, just keeping the pores clean.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
So I think that the main thing we've seen is especially the texture. of the
Yeah,
skin.
I mean that's the thing that I remark the most is the texture change, the reaction, like just the pliability and the
Right.
I forgot, but oh yeah, that's what I used to.
Yeah, it bounces back the skin.
It
yeah.
bounces back
Right.
exactly, so it's neat to see it.
What we really see here, see these wrinkles that you had on your forehead?
Uh-huh.
Look at the difference.
Amazing.
Yeah, these little wrinkles down here, around here, at the bottom of the cheek.
Yeah, this one looks airbrushed or photoshopped. This
Yeah.
one, like, wow.
There's a difference. So you see the treatment, it hasn't changed your face, it hasn't changed your look. Yeah, it's just enhanced. It's basically a form of reverse aging to the skin.
It really kind of does. I mean, it looks. Now, so we did 5. Was that a lot or less or little compared to like how would somebody know how many they needed?
Yeah, 3 to 5 is normal.
3 to
I'll
5
say,
is normal.
Yeah, usually we like to start with 3 and then see if we need to kind of tweak it afterwards or whatever. So 3 to 5 is normal, as long as you have good skincare in between. So using oil cleanser. So
Right.
when we use our Pure Life products, for example.
Yeah, I would say that I think that's also yes, the stem cell facial was amazing, but I do like halfway through started using the Pure Life and immediately started to feel a change to my skin again in the hydration.
Yes,
like because
yeah.
I wasn't using chemicals on my face, I could feel that like especially like the step number 2, it just really like
Yes, yeah.
it soaked that up.
And that's really, really important, and that's a mistake many people make. It's because a lot of the cleansers that we use, even just a soap cleanser, it cleans the skin, but it damages the skin at the same time. So that's why our soap cleanser really is just like a Castile soap. It's just a very pure soap made of oils,
Right.
again. And then immediately after that, to use an oil cleanser. So not using an alcohol-based cleanser to clean
Which
the
closes
pores.
it up, and
Right.
you're not really cleaning the pores.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was amazing difference.
Yeah, and that's basically feeding the cells. So the stem cells you're activating, you're feeding them at the same time.
Speaking of feeding, then also using the Infusio Life product too.
Yes.
How would you think that contributed to this result?
Well, very much so, because with the clinical facial, we can activate the stem cells, but once they're activated, they need to be fed. And that's where the Infusio, like the 4-in-1 serum,
Yeah, that's what I was
contains all the
using.
cell food.
Right.
So you really want to encourage those cells to grow nicely and develop nicely.
So I probably
and that's-
wouldn't have gotten the same results if I wasn't
I
doing
don't
the
think
feeding.
so, no. You would have seen some results, but they're much better this way. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And looking at these results too, I think in your case it would be something I would recommend to continue using, because usually we use it for maybe 30, 40 days after we do the clinical facial. But because there's still quite some damage there,
Still some work to do.
I think using the Pure Life products, using the Infusio Life 4-in-1 would still be ideal for you.
So
at
what
this
would you
stage.
say next? I mean, because obviously I want less. I want no wrinkles.
No wrinkles.
Like no, what would you say? What would be the next step? Like to keep going? Do you do more facials? How do I live optimally? What would you recommend at this point?
Well, the thing with stem cells, it's not more is better or more is more. Yeah, sometimes more is worse. Yeah, so we've stimulated everything. Yeah, unfortunately. So we've stimulated everything. It's going in the right direction. So I would tend to feed what you've got. So we've activated.
Gotcha.
So let's continue to work with the 4-in-1 serum, to continue to work with the Pure Life products so we don't damage the cells that are there.
Gotcha.
I would even, wait 3 or 4 weeks and even let's compare another analysis and see what direction
Oh,
we're going.
because it's still growing.
It's still growing. It's still doing what it should be doing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if we see, okay, there's a few areas maybe under the eyes or here a couple of areas, then we can still go there and do some targeted needling and some targeted
Oh, so
treatment.
you
with
can
the
spot treat it.
Yes.
So what can I do in between to still use the feeding, still use the Pure Life? Is there something else that I can do to help these babies continue to
Yeah, that's
grow?
it. Well, of course, I mean, beauty comes from the inside. It's more than skin deep, as we
Yeah.
like to say. So, looking at your diet, looking at your lifestyle habits, things like that are very, very
Right.
important. Yeah,
Right.
and that's all
shows
going
up.
to affect the way the cells work as well.
Gotcha. Great. I'm blown away at the results.
Yeah, I'm very happy with what we see.
So there you have it. Those are the scan results of doing 5 stem cell activated facials over the past 6 months. Now, if you're new to one of my videos, this is the first time you're watching, I just want to say hello, welcome. It's so nice to connect with you. Make sure you introduce yourself in the comments below. And if you're returning to watch another video, I just want to say I'm humbled and thank you. Over the last 4 to 5 videos, I kind of took you on a journey with me in terms of really a discovery of what can a woman do today to address aging skin, lines, crepiness, sagginess, spots, you know, all of the things that we wake up one day and went, oh my God, this just won't do. I reviewed a product, an expensive product that gets rid of wrinkles immediately. I talked with my girlfriends about what they're doing. I even looked at the beauty products that I was using to see what kind of chemicals are in them that are actually doing more harm than good. And then I even made fun of the nighttime ritual that we girls do, right? Every night, lathering all this stuff on in a series that I call In the Mind of a Woman. And you can catch all of those in the playlist, over 40 skincare. And I'll put a link to that playlist right there. But in my research, you know, when I really went, okay, how do I find like lasting results, healthy and results that I could really rely on, everything kept pointing to stem cells. So that's why I took you on the journey behind the scenes. I took you to the place that I decided to do them at, called Infusio Beverly Hills. And I even took you behind the scenes as I'm meeting Philip Batiade, the person behind Infusio, as he did a diagnostic of what's really going on in my body that's showing up in my skin. And again, you can catch that in that over 40 skincare, because it's one thing to address the surface of the skin. You also have to address what's going on underneath, what's going on inside your body, because it is coming through your skin. So let's go back to the results of the stem cell facials. First, I want to point out that while these are called facials, this is not your mother's facial. It is about 4 to 7 different things that are going on in a treatment, and the treatments run about an hour to 2 hours, and they're not cheap. They run between $800 to about $3,000, depending on what are the needs of your skin and what are the results that you're looking for. But is it worth it? And I would have to say wholeheartedly yes. The cool thing about these is not only are they doing the treatments there, but what they do to your skin actually activates your own stem cells to kick in, to basically start growing new skin within 48 hours after you do the treatment. And those results continue to expand for up to 8 months. That's what's really interesting about it. It's not like you've done a facial and you look refreshed for a few days and then you don't go to bed on time one night and then the next day it just looks bad again. No, your skin is actually renewing itself for up to 8 months. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons that the results are so good. In my practical experience, the surface of my skin, I don't know if you can tell, but it is so very smooth. Makeup goes on smoother. I'm actually using less makeup when I do use makeup, and I'm actually going outside, running errands, going to Costco, things like that, without even wearing makeup. Now, that has been, I can't even remember the last time that I didn't feel like I needed to put on makeup to freshen my look. Well, now my skin has a smoothness, it has a rosiness, it has a plumpness. It actually looks hydrated, renewed, restored, and it stays like that. People are remarking at the difference in my skin. I was doing a print job for a friend of mine who's a photographer, and the makeup artist even remarked at how smooth my skin is. So in terms of the results to my skin, I would say absolutely. If you can find someone in your neighborhood that does stem cell facials, or actually check out where I went to, Infusio Beverly Hills I highly recommend it. Also want to do a shout out to the people at Infusio Beverly Hills, you know, Philip Atiadade, Daniel Beyer, and the entire staff has really opened up the facility to let me and my crew come in and film and really just take really good care of me. And I would go back in a heartbeat. Now, it also will not replace all the things that I talk about in terms of getting good sleep, eating a clean diet, reducing stress from your life, and just being happy, being joyful, all the things that I call being lifelicious. It doesn't replace that, but it can help. It can kind of fill in some of the gaps for you. And like I said, the most notable effects are to the surface of the skin. Hi, I'm Kim Castle. I like to be watched. I also like to touch people. Have I touched you in any way? Let me know about it. And keep it clean, or at least organic.